This is Eric Mwathe with Mwathe.com here. Right now, trying to discuss the phenomena, the RSI double top or the RSI double bottom, and this is really simple in a way, but it really does give you an indication what the stock market in general, if you follow the main indices or individual stocks and ETFs, are coming into a situation where they might turn around from a prior trend. And obviously, because it's a double top or a double bottom, it's in a way self-explanatory. Let me go ahead and draw a line, and let's say this is our RSI trend line. Let's say the RSI tops. Every time you observe that a stock comes and hits RSI twice, when you get this double top, usually that's a reversal pattern. It means the stock's been running up and now it's about to give back its gains. Now this phenomenon happens even in situations where the RSI is slanting that way, and if a stock hits this RSI resistance, the wedge, this side of the wedge, it doesn't have to be flat. It just means that every time you observe that the RSI has confirmed a line twice, sometimes even 3 times, that is a reversal pattern, and does tell you to be careful not to go long because the stock is losing momentum. The flip side is also true. If we have a trend line for RSI lows, and you notice that the stock's RSI came and bounces off this RSI lows line, that's a reversal pattern. Now if it's a daily, especially on the daily, it's not gonna just bounce immediately, no, but it just means that this formation is solid, and more than likely the stock is gonna, or index or ETF, is gonna be looking to reverse its direction from a lower trending direction to a higher trending direction. But because it's a daily view, this formation can even take 4 days, 3 days. It really does depend. Some of them, and then you can also find that the double or the double top or the double bottom can also be long, or in other words, it can encompass a couple of even a couple of weeks. And what you find is something like this. So instead of it being a small double top, like a narrow double top, it can be a broad double top, and this can take a couple of weeks. But usually how you know that it's actually a double top and not a new move in the just within the swedge is because typically that will happen when the swedge, the RSI lows, is way below. So it's happening very close to these RSI top lines, or if it's happening let's say somewhere here, it's not going back to this line, or maybe a small one like that. So that's the double bottom or the double top. And again, depending on how the RSI is shaping out, it can even be something on a sideways, or a sideways double bottom. So it doesn't have to be always flat. Of course, the best wedge formations are the ones that encompass a long period of time. So something like that. And so if it's very close to where the wedge is about to touch, then if it's a double top here, they're not significant entry points, or they're not significant buy points, because the next thing you're gonna do is just hit that, come back, and maybe even come back again. So, but if they're when the wedge is still wide in the beginning, a double top here means more than likely, if you're long the stock, you need to get out, because the next move might be all the way down here, and you're gonna lose a lot of money in the process. Now there's some a little bit of tweaking of this RSI double bottom or double top, and let me discuss that here. Is sometimes let's just draw a generic trend line, and you get like a W, like something like that. I wonder if I got that. I'm drawing that correct. Let me try again. Let's get this right. You get something like this. Okay. So you got this coming. This is above these 2 points. So this, you want to know what this is like. It looks like a W. We draw it for the lows. So like that. Clip that. Now, if you ever see something like that, notice when you consider the wave cancellation, this part and let me see which part. I think this part and this part can cancel out. There's a wave cancellation here. So in reality, what this RSI was trying to do was something like this. Instead of going above, it stayed flat. Okay, so this wave and this wave cancel out. It stayed flat. These two cancel out, so it's flat, and then now we are dropping. So in other words, you really have a double bottom again, because this is one touching of the line, and then a long stalling around here, and then a drop. So wave cancellation, you can see this wave cancels that wave again. So what the market was trying to do but didn't do, in reality, just gave you this formation here, is that it came like that, went up, and then now came here, and then went straight and moved up. So you have really, in reality, a double formation, but it looks like a W. All right, so just be careful for those anomalies. Stuff like that does happen a lot. I'm going to have one example in this specific video. I'm sure I'm going to make one more video concerning the double bottom and the double top, because I think it's an important topic that needs to be discussed, because it does give a lot of reversal patterns, and really, especially when you use the hourly chart, and then you see the patterns, the double top or double bottom, telling you in the short term here, in the coming hours, the markets are gonna turn around in the opposite direction of where the double top is being formed, or double bottom. And let's look at that one example right now. And this is LDK. Actually, as I make this video, the stock had a big move yesterday. Markets were down 241 points yesterday. Dow was down, and the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 down 2%, but this stock was up almost 9%, and I'm sure some were playing this breakout here. But if you really, if you on this chart, the red squares signified tops for this instrument, and you'll see double. This is a good example of, we are forming a double top here, and so this is more than likely based on this line here, the RSI top line. You see a double top here is forming. It's in the process of forming. So I would speculate that this stock is not going to follow through eventually. It might even follow through intraday, but on a closing basis, it looks to me that it wants to do a number like that. So it's not one I would go long, because I see the formation of a double bottom, or the potential for that, and that does warn you not to be too aggressive on the buy side. And notice again on this example, double top, okay, and then here is a double top, okay, but we are using this other line here. The blue line is the double top, and I'll explain that in a minute, but that did coincide with a big high, a significant high in the stock, that formation on the daily. And then watch this high here on the stock is really based on this very obvious double top. So watch out for double tops and double bottoms, because they do tell you that the markets have confirmed the line for one and tested it. Now I want to go back and discuss this formation here, because it might not seem like it is a double top, but what is happening, if you look at it closely, I'm gonna have to draw is that we have this line here being the top lines, and what the RSI here, I'm just trying to magnify it, it's like it comes, touches that line, comes under that, goes above it, and then drops. And this area and this area cancel out. So the reason why it's a double top is because what the markets were doing, if you consider the wave cancellation, is actually came up, okay, and stayed flat all this time, because this wave and this wave cancel out. It stayed flat, and then now it's dropping. So it's a it's a single touch of that line, but because we have this dip here, we can also call it a double top in this particular example. Okay, and this is Eric Muathe with muathe.com. I'm gonna be back at some point, maybe today or tomorrow, with another installment on the double top, double bottom phenomena. This is Eric Muathe, muathe.com. As I've said, peace and blessings to you.